Hey, one more thing before you go. Are you looking for a better mind body soul connection? Can working with energy in the physical body in the form of Qi Gong, which is a Korean form of Qi Gong, be an option with healing physical and mental aspects of our overall health and well being? Stay tuned because in this episode, we're going to talk to a Qi Gong master and he's going to reveal the secrets to a healthier, happier lifestyle. I'm your host, Michael Hirsch, and this is The Thing About Qigong, meditation, and mastering our mind, body, and soul. My guest in this episode is Peter Paul Parker. He's an expert in the mind-body connection, a sound healer, and working with both the energy body and the physical body, a Qigong international champion. He's a coach who has done some amazing work with the elderly, created a unique charity called Brighter Living to help the elderly with their health and their well-being using Qigong as well as meditation. He also worked with younger people and connecting the generations between young and old. This is an outstanding opportunity to learn, to motivate, and inspire you to get healthy, to live a healthy, happier life, and do it from the inside out. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's really good to be here, and thank you for such a wonderful introduction.
Well, you have a journey, and an amazing journey that not only has helped yourself, but it has learned to help many, many people across the world, actually.
Yeah, I started off as a musician. I was born in Kingston. I had 5 brothers, and it was really rosy until the age of 11, and that's when my father became disabled at the age of 10. My mother died when I was 11, so the world kind of started to crash inwards, as it were, and I was sent off to boarding school, and there were paedophiles at the boarding school, which luckily didn't affect me, but they affected the people around me, and I speak to some of them today, 30, 40, 50 years later, they're still harmed by that interaction with them. Anyway, I went through the boarding school. It was a very traumatic childhood, and then my father died when I was 19, so I kind of went out into the world and looking for something to do with my life. And I had a really good education, or so they said, and it was like a conditioning to work in London, because I live quite near London.
That's where you grew up, is in London?
Southwest London, Surbiton, Kingston, sorry. And I'm living in Surbiton now. And I walked into sales, because sales was a very well-paid job at that time. And I was earning really good money, had a flat. I was going out every night, eating well, and I was just really unhappy, absolutely unhappy, because it was just traumatizing me all the time. The people, it was like working with a bunch of sharks, basically. So I decided to drop all of that, become courageous, and I became a musician, not just on a whim, just thinking I'm going to be a musician, because I was playing in school bands, and I was playing with another band. We're going playing places like the Rock Garden, which are quite established venues in London, and I started playing places like the Marquee, which are like bigger places, and I decided just to become a musician after that experience. Went off to bass college, and for about 10 years I was a professional musician. So that I found that like a meditation for me. It was like a soothing, because I was at such a level with my music that I was playing with some phenomenal musicians, and we used to make up the music. We call it jamming in between the songs that we'd learn, and those moments were watching the music unfold, and it was like a massive meditation for me, and very soothing. And I didn't realize that until that kind of dried up on me. After about 10 years, the rock scene started to fade, and it all started to fall apart again. I noticed the stress and anxiety creeping back into my life, and also the traumatic triggers that seemed to have haunted me most of my life. And they were coming back. I was getting more angry, more irritable and snappy with people because of the fading career. And it was quite a journey from being really happy and close to my mother to coming out of that from school and then going into work and then finding music, which I loved. And I still do today. I still write music and I still perform, but only on a very small level. And then I found the mind, body, spirit arena, which is what you were talking about earlier about Ki Gong. And the difference between Ki Gong and Qi Gong and Tai Chi. So Ki Gong or Qi Gong.
That real quick.
Yep.
When I asked you that prior to this interview, hang on. You still. Technical issue.
Ah.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you and I have similarities in several parts of our life, and the reason for getting into mind, body, soul, I think, is a very positive thing from both of our journey's perspective. I know that we've talked about Qi Gong, and you and I, prior to the starting this interview, I had mentioned to you that I practice Qi Gong for my arthritis, for my rheumatoid. It helps me to get mobility and more relaxed and to manage my pain, to help me walk better and things like this. So can we talk about the differences between Qi Gong and Qi Gong?
Qi Gong is basically Qi Gong is the Chinese way. So when you're studying with the Chinese way, you talk about the dantians. When you study the Korean way, you talk about the danjons. So that's the two difference. It's difficult to say where Qi Gong actually started. There was one family who started it before Tai Chi. It came before Tai Chi. So it was looked upon as a healing art, part of the 5 elements of Chinese traditional medicine. So it was part of that. And what I loved about researching into Qi Gong or Qi Gong is that the practitioners would stop getting paid when their clients got sick. So the clients would pay them to keep healthy. And as soon as they stopped doing their job properly, they stopped getting paid. So really, Qi Gong is a healing art. It's about combining your mind, your body, and your breath together. And what fascinated me was the energy that was behind it, because I was heavy and depressed with trauma and felt really bad coming out of my music business career. And I was really looking for something to do. And my wife and I went up to the Mind, Body, Spirit show in Earl's Court, and we found this place where I started talking to them. And I'd studied martial arts before that. And so I was used to doing group classes. And they said, well, just come in and try a class. And I realized very quickly that my stress and anxiety was fading really quickly. I mean, really, really quickly. And then slowly after the time went on, like after 6 months, a year, I noticed my traumatic childhood starting to fade as well, almost like it happened to a different human being, which is, I found, quite incredible. So I carried on working with this, and I decided to actually become an instructor after my teacher said to me, why don't you go and work in that old people's home? It was called Elderly Community Centre in Epsom, which was just up the road. And I thought, I've got nothing in common with these elderly people. My parents had died. I'd lost contact with all my elderly relatives. So I started going in and teaching this. And there was only about 6 of them to start off with. And it was so alien to me when I first learned it, learning about energies and the meridians and the chakra system, or the danjons, which I'll explain later. I went in there and thought, I'm going to back this up with Western science. So I started to do lots of deep research into the studies that have been done on Tai Chi, Qi Gong, and yoga, and telling them when they were doing certain exercises, this was doing this for them. And mainly I focused on arthritis, actually, lots of little hand exercises. And the miracles started to happen within 3-4 months. There was ladies there who couldn't open jars with their hands. And then after about 3 to 4 months, they started to open jars again. Their power and strength came back into their hands because they started to use their energy. And I also started to see a different outlook in them, because they were all negative at first when I first went in there. Oh, we've been thrown on the scrap heap. Society doesn't respect the elderly anymore. And then after a few months, they were all starting to talk with each other more, starting to help each other more. And they were starting to really get into their breathing exercises and their moving exercises. And the class catapulted from 6 people to about 30 people. You couldn't get any more people in the room towards the end of the session. The time I was teaching there, it was absolutely jam-packed. So at that point, I could see the enormous difference this was making to people. And that's when I decided I'm going to do this for a living, and leave the music and start do this for a living, because it was so beautiful to see elderly human beings that you could see it was just their vehicle. Their vehicle was their body, and they changed inside to be more brighter and more positive. But their vehicle hadn't changed that much, just a little bit, a really good service, rather than changing the whole vehicle. And they were better, they were like brighter, and the eyes started to shine because their energy body was starting to ignite. And they were going and teaching these techniques to their grandchildren. Their grandchildren first laughed at them, saying, "Oh, you're doing Qi Gong and yoga," because it was kind of a Qi Gong stroke yoga type practice, but it is all Qi Gong really. And it was just incredible for me to see that happening. It was absolutely beautiful. So I decided to set up a charity in my local area called Brighter Living because of that. And we actually did an impact study back in 2019, 2020. We did one, it was actually at an Alzheimer's and Parkinson's community centre. Another 2 were at elderly community centres. And what was absolutely amazing was the fact that each of the scientific studies that I'd been quoting from really mirrored what we'd done as a research. About 70 odd people were affected by this, about 85 people were affected by this, 65. And it kind of correlated with all the scientific research that we'd done. And that was it. I was completely hook, line and sinker with this practice after that. I was thinking, there's something to this, and I really want to get to the bottom of it. And what I love about Qi Gong is it's very easy to start with. It's very difficult to master, very, very difficult to master, but very easy to get into. And the results happen very, very quickly if you focus your mind on it. And that's the most important thing. Is get rid of all the conditioning, all the roadblocks that we have, all the anchors that keep us attached to where we're at. Open your mind up and get on with it. And you find, whoa, what's happening here then? And what I found was wonderful. So that got me out doing about 15 classes a week. I was seeing about 150 to 200 people a week in my local area, just teaching. And I was living the life, as it were, of like the Qi Gong master. It was a wonderful thing, and it lasted about a year and a half. It all happened before lockdown. And I was loving it because I was seeing people just change for the better. All this tight, negative sort of attitude with closed minds was all disappearing. And I'm going, yeah, this is great. Not with everybody. There was people who came in and just laughed and walked out again. I thought, that's fine. Just let them go. It's the core people that I wanted to change. And that led me to setting up my own academy, Bright Beings Academy, to teach Qi Gong. And also, I was going into schools and teaching there. And there was one particular school that I went into, which was phenomenal. There was about 60 children in the room in front of me. And again, I'd never taught anything like this to school children before. So they were all playing about and being fidgety and having this lovely childlike energy in front of me. And I thought, oh, this is good. This is good. But I've got no idea how I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to stick to the training. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to make them laugh and then calm them down. Because the way we do it, which is the Korean way, is to build up the energy first. And then when you get to the relaxation point, you are wanting to relax, because they pushed us quite hard in our trainings when I was training to be an instructor. Yeah, so I did that with the children.
If I did that with just to help our listeners understand, Qi Gong, it's the movement of energy within your body to help balance your body, including manage pain, stress. and levels. You move the energy in and around your body, correct?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'll talk about that in a second. So the children were completely transformed with this energy. It was we do vibration and tapping and some stretching, so stretching out the meridians, and then they were going into their meditation, and you could see the change in them from these fidgety little children who were like full of this nervous energy into this wonderful, graceful little human beings that they are. And 5 or 6 of them came up to me afterwards and said, "Thank you so much. That was a wonderful session. I'm going to go and tell my mum and dad all about it." And I thought, yes, that's what it's all about. So Qigong is about utilizing your energy well. And it's so Ki in Korean means energy, basically, and Gong. Very difficult to translate these Eastern words because they have so many different words which mean so much. And when we use a word like meditation is a classic example, or sensitive is another classic example, but Gong really kind of means utilizing well, could even mean mastering or using your energy well, basically. I'll stick with that. So you have three danjons, we call it, the lower danjon, the middle danjon, and the upper danjon. And the lower danjon is all about your power energy, your passion, and your creativity. And it's linked with your neocortex through the vagus nerve. So you've got like a biological linking with that. So that's where your energy comes from. And it's linked with your 2 lower chakras, which are basically your root, your second, and it comes up to your 3rd chakra. So your root is to do with your connection with the earth and the connection with your tribe, as it were, your community. And when that's a little bit off, you might feel a bit isolated or alone or feel rejected by your peers, as it were. And your 2nd chakra, which is your lower danjon, is actually to do with your one-to-one relationships and also about survival. These 2 lower chakras are about survival, and if they're running out of control, as it were, greed, which we're seeing a lot in our world today, is a lot of greed, where I feel the lower chakras are shot to bits. So people are having to get more and more stuff in because they want more and more stuff because their lower chakras are saying, I need more, I need more. And that's where I think balance needs to come into your energy body. Because once you get the balance into your energy body, you realize, I've got enough, I have enough, I am enough, and your relationships become better because your energy becomes settled down in your lower danjon. And then when you come up to your solar plexus chakra, which is coming up to your middle danjon, that's to do with your willpower and your determination. Once you clear that, you can start pushing towards the heart, which is the heart energy, which is the middle danjon, which is your love energy and your compassion. And when it's running too high, you become a people pleaser, i.e. you're trying to please people all the time. You start to go out and keep saying yes because you're so compassionate, say yes to everybody, and you start to exhaust yourself emotionally. So that needs to be in balance and it needs to be checked. And once you start to do that, your empathy and your compassion does actually grow. And according to the Heart Math Institute, when they studied people who are showing love and gratitude, the electromagnetic frequency area of the heart actually grows. And it is the biggest electromagnetic frequency. You would think it was the brain, but it isn't. It's actually the heart area. And these are connected. This is connected to the lower danjon through the vagus nerve, but also through neurons, which they don't know how they actually connect. Well, science doesn't, but I say that it is through energy. So we have energy or meridian lines going through our body that connects this lower danjon and middle danjon. And then you come up to the throat chakra, is obviously about your expressions. And a lot of people aren't expressing themselves properly today. They're worried about what other people think. They're worried about what society thinks. So they might see something and go, hey, this is wrong. I don't agree with this. But because of peer pressure and how society works today, you're not really allowed to have an opinion. So that can be squashed. And you're seeing a lot of people with thyroid issues, I feel, because of that, because the energy is not flowing through the throat chakra. And then you've got the upper danjon, which is your natural intuition and your natural vision and your natural wisdom. Or some would say, like my wife would say, your common sense. And common sense again is it feels like it's flying out the window because we're not doing things that are of common sense anymore, it seems like. So your upper danjon, which they call Shin Myung training, which is your third eye, you're building on your intuition. And we as human beings have phenomenal intuition. We have phenomenal natural wisdom and phenomenal vision to see past the problems that we have, especially in today's world. And I feel once we start to ignite this, that's when it all starts to happen. And then you've got obviously the crown chakra, not obviously, but the crown chakra, which is the seventh chakra, which they call the heaven's gate in Korean, which is where this higher energy comes in. So the chakra system or the danjons are all to do with frequency. So frequency is very interesting because when you've got a low waveform, it's a very slow, heavy waveform, and a higher waveform is very quick and jagged. And you want to get those into synchrony. So they need to be moving in synchrony. And when you're stressed or anxious or the energy is not running through them properly, they become jagged and all over the place. So when you want to get them, your body in synchrony with itself. And the chakra system actually goes up in vibrational waveform. So it gets higher. The higher the frequency is, the higher the chakra is. And it actually goes up in musical notes. And you can use your voice as sound healing to tone yourself with that, which is very soothing. And it's just incredible when you do start to learn how to tone for yourself or even hum. You don't have to even sing, you can even hum. You start to vibrate with the field around you. And I found working with sound and Qi Gong together is just such a potent combination because you're doing so many different things. And if you think about the stressful world we live in today, I ask people to put their hands up if they feel like they're not living in a stressful world at the moment. And nobody puts their hands up. So we all know we're living in a very stressful world. And what that does, that pushes us into the sympathetic nervous state. So everything starts to compress and all your blood goes out to your muscles. And what I love about Qi Gong and sound healing is they bring you back into your parasympathetic nervous state, your rest, digest, and heal. And you start to get a vasodilation across the body. So everything starts to open up and all the blood vessels and all the veins and all the capillaries and everything starts to work properly. And therefore energy is starting to move around the body in a proper manner. So we are incredibly energetic beings. We've got so much energy in us. We could, if we could really focus our energy, we could put a lightning bolt across a room. That's how much energy we have inside of our bodies with all the cells, if you add it all up. And I've seen masters do incredible things with their minds. Like one little Scottish guy who's a Taekwondo master. And there was these two guys who were about 6'5" in the class, and he was about 5'4". And he said to them, pick me up, pick me up. So they just picked him up quite easily, picked him up. And then he said, right, now you're not going to be able to pick me up. And for the life of them, they just could not pick this guy up off the floor. It was just like, wow. And that was my introduction to Qi energy or Qi energy and how you can transfer your energy into a different form, like a weight or even a power. And that's what we are. We're energetic beings as much as physical beings. And we're guided away from that every single step of the way through our education system. And we're just not told, I don't feel, the truth about what we are, because actually we don't know. We don't know. There's a mystery behind it, which I find wondrous, actually. Once you get into this whole state of clearing up your energy system, clearing up your mind, seeing things a lot more clearly, you can go, actually, this is amazing, this life. Look at this world. It's amazing. Look at the people in it. Look how many different conversations I can have with all these different people and all these different insights I can see. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of everybody getting into some form of energy work, because it does change your perception of the world. Because our brains just are receivers and transmitters of information. That's all they are. The actual real business going on is the heart and the gut. That's where a lot of your emotions come from, a lot of your energy comes from. And these are all connected with neurons. And I just find this incredible, this whole practice of actually having the power to self-regulate and self-heal just by using your mind and your energy is that's where it's at, surely.
100%. I mean, my listeners already know this, but I have literally, I've been through 7, I'm having background noise again. I've been through 7 operations. And going through 7 operations, each time that I had gone through them, luckily I had surgeons that were very, very good surgeons, but they understood my perspective. So I went through them with I walked out of there with no Vicodin, no codeine, no products like that. My wife came in after the surgeries and gave me acupuncture. And we used acupuncture to help heal. I was walking, I got 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement, as well as both my shoulders because of my injuries as well as the rheumatoid arthritis. And I can validate what you're saying because I used mind, body, and soul to walk the same day that I had my knees replaced, to walk the same day I had my hip replaced. And when it came time for recovery, I was walking on my own within 3 weeks of leaving, and typically they don't want you to do that. It takes up to 12 weeks to recover. I recovered in 5 weeks average on both my knee surgeries and my hip surgery, and I've done so much better from that perspective than I think that I would have ever done with the painkillers and going through this protocol, walking with the cane, and then step up from the cane to the walker, or walk with a stand-up walker, and then work my way down to a smaller walker, and then a smaller walker to a cane, and then a cane to more exercise. I went from a walk-up walker for a week to a cane for a week to walking by the 3rd week, and I did that with practicing Qi Gong.
Amazing. What happened with me is when I was about 12 years of age, I was in a rugby. I'm not sure if you're aware of rugby, the game rugby in the States.
I do.
I was quite a big 12-year-old, so they put me in as the prop, which is like the front row of the scrum, and they put you in a scrum machine. I had no idea what I was doing, so I was in this position with these big guys pushing behind me, and my whole body twisted, and it kind of messed up my lower back. And because I was a kid, it repaired quite quickly. And later on down the line, when I first started, well, not when I first started teaching, it was about a few years into teaching, and I was really getting more deeply into my hips, opening up my hips and my lower back. And there was one class where it clicked again, and I was obviously getting very close to healing it. And it went, and I thought, I can't move. I can't move. I'm in the middle of a class. I can't move. So I quickly got them down onto the floor and did some breathing meditations. But I still sat down at the end of it, and I still went through the sharing at the end, and I wished all the students goodbye. And then I went home. I packed the gear up, went home, and then I had to lie down on the flat floor. And since then, I've been working on my back, doing a lot of work on the back. And it's virtually completely disappeared, and my hips are opening up nicely now. But also another thing that I had when I was younger, when I had a motorbike accident, and I fractured my collarbone and my elbow. And every winter it would ache, and really ache nastily. And after about a year, 2 years of tapping, I noticed the winters that there was no more ache in my bones. It all disappeared, and I turned that around as well. I just see myself going through this, but also more importantly, I think the people that I teach are going through these transformations. Like I saw a 94-year-old man with polio couldn't get his elbow away from his chest, and then after a little while he was getting his elbows up because he was starting to focus on his energy and using his energy rather than his muscles. And you just go, oh my goodness me! In 94 years of age, and he could still turn his body around. You know, it defies belief. But you've got to want to do it. You got to want to do it, and that's what I felt really drives me on, is to see things like that. When you see people, like I saw, I think she was 89 years of age. She was towards the end of her life, you could tell that, and she was really hunched over. And then the day when she started to do like an opening chest exercise, and she straightened her back, she stood up, didn't realize how tall she was, and she just straightened up, and she shined for the last week or so of her life. She shined. She was just so happy. She even asked me to marry her. I had to obviously respectfully decline.
But what an amazing gift you gave her. I mean, that's an amazing gift you gave her.
She shined, and to me, that's it. That's what it's all about for me now.
You know, I find it really interesting that you have worked from the elderly and given them a new purpose in their life, so to speak, by allowing and helping to motivate and inspire them that they are not, I think you put it earlier, thrown on the trash heap. That they still have self-worth, and they still have an opportunity to enjoy their life and move it forward. I really respect that. I've watched too many people, especially in this day and age, that parents are put into, and I'm not mentioning any facilities or anything, but they're put into a home, or they're put into a facility, and within that facility, they're forgotten.
Oh,
and it's. My father-in-law, we took care of him. We had Lewy body dementia. And in fact, I was going to ask you about this in a second, about when you mentioned earlier about dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's patients. But he took care of him with Lewy body dementia. And we took care of him here at home because he was terrified of going into a home, into a facility, because he watched his father go into a facility and watched his father basically wither away and died alone. Well, I mean, obviously, when I say alone, he was in a facility, but he didn't have any family with him. He was left in a facility. He didn't want that to be done. In my lifetime as a cop, I dealt with a lot of people that, when I say this, it's going to sound very, very brash, that wanted us to take their elderly parent away, or their elderly spouse away, because they couldn't take care of them anymore. And it was, it just wasn't good. So from your perspective and what you've done, I have much respect that you took these people and these individuals and moved them forward in a very positive way to give them new purpose in life, just based on giving them the opportunity to learn how to move their energy around and understanding that they have more self-worth than what they thought they had.
Yeah, I think that's one of the major problems in Western society and East now is the wisdom. It's the wisdom, and it's something that I'm really passionate about, because these elderly people, they've all lived a life. They've all had these experiences, and once you start to pass that experience down to the generations, not in a finger-wagging way, but to say, well, if you do that, this is going to happen. And if you do that, this is going to happen. By all means, go and do it, and I'll be here when you've done it. But I'm just warning you now, this could happen if you do that. And it's to me, it's that interaction that we're missing all the time. And it's becoming quite sad to see that, because there's all that untapped potential that the elderly people give to their families. And I see on both stretches, I see both sides, where there's elderly people who are in their family, well in the family, and it's just a beautiful unit to see. And there's other ones where they're just being pushed to the side, and like they're inconvenient that they're there, even though that they brought their children up, sacrificed a heck of a lot to put them through their schooling, and then they get to a certain age where they just, well, you're inconvenient now, so could you please go to a home, And I think that is disgraceful as far as I'm concerned. I can understand when it's a difficult position like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, because I can understand that's very, very difficult, and that must be a heart-wrenching decision to actually do that. So I've got no issue with that, but it's just when there's a way of working together with your elderly parents or elderly relatives you should be looking for it rather than just giving up. It seems to be such a throwaway society we live in today, which is even throw your family members away. And I find that heartbreaking, because when you lose your family members at an early age, you do become resilient, self-sufficient, and you do, I'm going to do this. Whatever happens, I've got to do it. I've got no choice.
Yep.
And it gives you that certain feeling of being around other human beings that actually we are reliant on each other. And once we become reliant on each other and we start to trust each other, that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when the energy starts to flow. And to actually lose your parents at a very early age, you realize quickly that person's going to help me. You build your intuition up. That person's going to be good to me. That person isn't. That person isn't. That person is. And you build up your relationships like that on a more discerning, sort of wise way.
Yep.
And that's important for all of us to do that, because there's people who will come and take your last penny, and there's other people who will give you their last penny. And it's just discerning that. And what I love about the whole mind, body, spirit arena, when you get to the real core of the people, there's some absolutely beautiful gems in there, that people who would just give you everything, literally, and say, here you go, here's all my wisdom, here's all I've got to know, have this for yourself and see where you take it, and if you need anything, come to me. And I've met a few people like that. When people say life is a journey, it most definitely is, if you open up your antenna to it. Because you can look back through your life, you go, oh, I met this guy here, and I met that girl there, and I met this guy here, and it kind of paints a picture to where you seem to be going. And that's what happened with me with music, because I wanted to kind of entertain people and make people happy as a musician, but I realized that there was something missing inside of me, because I wasn't actually interacting with them. They were just faces, blurred faces in like at a gig. Whereas with the Qi Gong, and you actually see them come into the class really stressed and really anxious, and you see them float out of the class like a butterfly. You think, whoa, there you go. That's what you should be looking at. Try and stick with that all week, and I'll see you next week. And sure enough, they come in stressed again. And that's one of the problems I had with sound healing, was that particular issue, was that they were using it like a massage rather than as a healing sort of form. Because the reason I got into sound healing in particular was I was trying to discredit the chakra system, because that's how my mind was. I think, oh, this has got to be all sort of woo-woo, sort of new age stuff. So I started looking at the chakra system. I thought, okay, I'm going to get these tuning forks and see if it actually works. And I bought these tuning forks, and which were tuned up to the chakra system. And I started waving these forks over the chakras, and it was phenomenal. So if the chakra was underperforming, it would go ooh, as you're going over the chakra. If it was overperforming, ooh. And I was literally knocked sideways when this first started to happen to me. I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, this is real. So I devised this 40-minute session to do with sound toning, with Tibetan bells and things like that. I was using, and energy chimes, and it was like a sonic bath. And what I found was amazing was that I could tell which chakra was underperforming or overperforming, and before asking them or telling them what my diagnosis was, they would tell me literally, or give me an inkling of what chakra was good and which chakra was bad, and also with what they call the solfeggio tones around the body. They were doing that as well. I was using tuning forks on that. So if someone was saying that they were feeling a little higher spiritually, there would be certain higher solfeggio tones that would be reacting in a positive way, or that they were needing healing or some sort of respite from the world. There would be a certain frequency in the solfeggio tones that would not be in resonance with the body. And it's just the weirdest thing to put a tuning fork across a human body and hear it become dissonant. It's like ugly sound, out of tune sound. And that made me realize the whole body is an orchestra, and we've got frequencies all inside of our bodies, which is what the Eastern Chinese medicine philosophy tells us, that like the kidneys and the liver and the heart, they all have different frequencies. And we have a core frequency, And there's other frequencies that go around that frequency, which actually creates matter. And if you look into cymatics, you can see matter being created by two frequencies being shot across a metal plate with sand on it. And I've even seen the sand rise off the plate and turn into like a solar system. And you go, well, it's sound. And they say in the beginning there was the word, or is it in the beginning there was the sound? This is the same with the Vedas. The Vedas said the material creation was through sound. So that's what fascinated me with sound and sound healing. And when you get a body into resonance, you just feel fantastic. Absolutely, you feel better than any drink or drug you could ever take. And you just feel clear, and you could see everything really, really well. And that's what I loved about sound healing. But the problem with it is that when you give someone a treatment, they go away, they do the same bad habits that they've got. They're coming back, and you're just doing the same thing week in, week out. And all you're doing is taking somebody's money, like giving them a massage, which I suppose is important in some ways. But to me, it didn't feel right, because I was saying to them, you have to find out what is happening inside of you to heal, so this doesn't keep coming back again and again and again, which is why I kind of more went towards the sound, the Qi Gong, teaching Qi Gong and becoming a meditation coach, because you start to look in more deeply to the issues that you may be having as a human being and start to clear those up, which is what happened with me in my journey, which is now I do that with other people, either with meditation coaching or teaching Qi Gong, whichever they need and whichever they prefer. But sound and this whole field of the mind, body, spirit is mind-boggling, and you can never get to the end of it, because I don't think we ever will, because our mind's so limited with it. But I think what's important to realize is that our mind, like everything else, needs to keep moving. And we can stop it and make it still, but it needs to keep moving, because everything is moving in this whole physical reality. Everything's moving. So to be able to get the mind to focus on your breathing, that means it's still moving, but in a much slower way. So you become a lot more calmer. And it feels like you have got a still mind when you finally get it. And you can actually clear your head of your thoughts. And when you get to that point, I don't know, it's just it's the weirdest feeling ever. You go, wow, there's nothing in my head. And then obviously that thought pops in your head, because you're so shocked that nothing's in your head. And it's just, your mind is still working, but it's just working on the silence now, working on your body. And that's where your healing comes from. And that's where your natural ability to feel good about yourself and all these wonderful attributes that we have as human beings to experience this five sense reality. We seem to be dulling them with all the stuff that we do. And that's why I feel Qi Gong is the way forward for me, definitely, to teach that and coaching on meditation.
That's outstanding, actually. I believe that the I believe that the aspect of mind, body, soul balance is an extremely important part of my healing. And it took me a long time to be able to take my mind and calm it to where, like you said, where there's nothing there, and the shock of understanding that there's nothing there, but to take all the jumble and all the talk, all the, well, you just had this cut out, and this is what you're supposed to feel, this is how you're supposed to act, this is what you're supposed to do, and get rid of all that. It took me a while to kind of stop that, because that's what I was hearing from the outside and what I thought were professionals. It took me a minute to kind of think about it and to kind of push all that out and then focus more on, this is what I need to do. I had to have a conversation with my own body and say, this is how I need to heal. This is what I feel is important to me. And I think my Qi Gong helped me to get to that point, because it allowed me to focus more on listening to my body and knowing what I needed instead of listening from the outside in, which, again, Qi Gong is the same principle.
Definitely. Yeah. That's what I try to do at the end of classes now, is always place your hand on your heart and try and focus, really hone in on your heartbeat. And I can do it now quite easily. Then you focus on the pulse on your fingertips. and then you focus on the delay from your heartbeat to your fingertips, and then you're really connected to your body then. Because there's just a simple technique of your palm and your fist, you push it out into the air. People find that really simple. And then when you start to do it into your body, people start to go all over the place straight away. And I see that is because we're trained to go out, we're conditioned to go out in this world rather than come into ourselves. And when we start to learn to come into ourselves, it's a lot different world altogether. And you see it completely differently. And that's what Qi Gong helps you to do, is to focus on the inside. And I said in one of my blogs, it goes, journey inside and you succeed outside. And it's important what you're saying then, because when you quieten the mind and calm the mind, you learn to respond to situations. Because going back to what I said earlier about being in the sympathetic nervous state, we react, and we're reacting and reacting and reacting. And we start to use our intellect to protect ourselves, and our intellect just cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts. So we're reacting and cutting, reacting and cutting. What happens when you keep reacting and cutting? There'll be nothing left. Yep. It's all cut down to, whereas you learn to respond. Of course, you react if you've got a tiger walking around the corner in the jungle. You've got to react. You react quickly, which is why we have reactions. But we tend to react all the time rather than respond. So what used to drive my brothers bananas, especially one of them who used to like pick on me, is from a very early age, I learned not to react to him. So I'd sit, I'd take all the garbage that was thrown at me, I'd go to bed with it, come up the next morning and go, well, I think this, and this. And he would get so annoyed with me because I'm thinking, well, this is too reasonable. You can't be like this. I go, yeah, of course it is, because I've thought about it. You want to have a big ding-dong row, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want it to be, and that's where your reason comes from, is your response to situations rather than reacting. And sometimes it's a bit difficult to get that straight away, because, well, you know, I do respond, but are you responding for the best? And what we call in our Korean practice, we call it Hong Ik, which is what's good for me is good for you also. So we're always trying to develop situations which is good for me, good for you, rather than thinking, right, this is good for me, whatever happens with you, it's your responsibility. So we begin to serve each other. And with that's where we have our trust. So when I set my charity up, I wouldn't take on trustees unless they'd been through certain trainings, because then I knew they'd been through that training and I could trust them 100% with my business. You know, I could give them my card with my PIN number, and I could trust them with that, you know, and things like that, and know that even if they become really hard up, that they would not do anything that would be detrimental to me because they'd been through this training. That's how important I feel this training is that we begin to trust each other, and we begin to love each other and respect each other and go, yeah, well, you're going through the same experience as me, so why would I want to make yours worse when I know that how difficult mine is? Because I feel just being a human being going through this self-realization, this self-actualization process is hard enough. When you, especially in the Western world today, when you've got to look at aspects like death, which are looked upon as really taboo and scary in the West. But really, if you look at it, it's just like walking through a door. You're just going through a different experience. And it's not, it's how much you attach to this material world. That's you're going into Buddhism there. But how much you attach to this material world is how much you're going to come back and experience that again. So, but with the Tao philosophy, it's like polishing the diamond, and we call it Chanhua, which means soul completion, i.e. you're going to complete your life, what you came here to do. And I feel what I've come here to do is share this energy that I've got that's been given to me for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But for some reason, I against all odds, I keep pushing this stuff out. I've been out to speak to politicians about it. I've spoken to local councils about it. And I couldn't believe it with my first job as a Qi Gong instructor in the gym. I was talking about the chakra system and the meridians to council workers, and they're going, this sounds really interesting. We'll have to get you into the gym and try it out. I'm going, what? You know, it's like incredible stuff. So through adversity, we can keep pushing and keep opening our minds and keep talking to other people about this and get them to build up their empirical evidence. I've got so much empirical evidence, my own experiences, that I can say this is true. But it's getting other people to do that. And you can do that with things, we call it Qi Gong, which is like an energy meditation. Some people call it like building the energy ball, or there's that kind of, we call it Qi Gong, which is a paradigm shifter for people, because they suddenly realize that the electromagnetic energy is not just them, it's around them as well. So this isn't empty space. This is all full of energy and potential. And you can connect with that with your hands, which I love that feeling of actually that resistance and dragging and pushing feeling with your hands. It starts to make you realize I'm forming energy in between my palms now with my mind. I mean, this is just mind blowing. And then you can bring that energy into your body. You can etherically clear it with simple Qi Gong moves to clear your energy lines and your chakra system. I've actually felt my chakras coming out of the body as I've come up with my hands. I've got into that such a deeper state. And when you do like repulsing the monkey, I feel the hairs on my arms bristling as the hand goes past the arms, with the energy coming out of my hands as I'm pushing out that negative energy out of my body with the new energy coming in. And I've seen like a really bright blue sort of star. I've done a little bit of research into the Hopi Indians in America with the blue star Kachina, and I was sitting in a workshop. This happened to me for the first time, and I must have looked like I've just dropped it in from space. So I was going, the blue star Kachina came to me. It's in the middle of my head, and it did. I just felt cleansed. The whole thing felt amazing to me. Whether it was the blue star Kachina, I don't know. I think is like the blue is related to your upper chakras, and seeing that in my mind's eye as clearly as I see you here on the screen is incredible. Was incredible for me, and really made me realize that we are just starting to wake this whole thing up, and it comes in cycles. And I am a great reader of the Vedic texts now. I'm starting to read the Vedic texts like the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, and I'm seeing that they wrote about the problems we've got today 7,000, 8,000 years ago in these texts. And it's jaw-dropping to realize that this was predicted and this is a cycle. And then you realize that everything is cycles. We all have cycles. We have cycles in our body. We have cycles in our nature. We have cycles in our earth, cycles in our time, rather than linear, which is what we were made to think, that everything is linear. You start here, you finish here. Actually, no, it's a cycle. And those cycles are important for you to recognize, because once you start to recognize your cycles, you can start to break them and break the bad habits, break the bad things that are coming around. Because I noticed, especially going through the training, the Qi Gong training, we're becoming more sensitive in my body. I noticed the same scenarios happening, but just with different people. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, and you see the same people or different people turning up, but it's the same. You fall into the same row, you get into the same temper, you do the same. Driving was brilliant for me because I was one of these guys who's always waving his fist out the window. I wasn't very calm at all. Now I drive slowly and everything's calm. It doesn't happen anymore so much. Every once in a blue moon, but it happened to me all the time because I hadn't broken that cycle of being like a terribly irritable driver. And to be able to do that, my wife was very happy, I must say.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I would keep that feeling, especially if you ever come to Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely. We went up to, I can't remember the name of the place. We were up in Oregon. There was this little town, and it was unbelievable for driving. I was still a bit of a hothead then. I really hadn't taken up my Qi Gong then. I was still a musician. And we were driving along, and it was just unbelievable the amount of people they had right away, but they would stop to let you go. And you go, well, what are the laws of the road here? Why is everyone so calm? It was actually wonderful to be in that town, and we got out and hung out and had a few teas along the diners, because it's all new to us. It was just lovely meeting the people there. It just seemed really chilled and relaxed compared to
it's I grew up in Colorado, and we live
Okay.
up in a mountain town. It was about 8,500 feet up, and yeah, very calm, very nice. I was a cop down in the Colorado Springs area. The traffic there wasn't too bad. Nothing, nothing like coming to Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, I'm retired. I was telling every time I go out, I tell my wife, if I was a cop here, they'd hate me. It'd be ticket, 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 because they just drive like it's the end of the world.
Oh my goodness.
It's just crazy, angry. There's road rage all the time. People pulling guns out and shooting other cars. It's just
Oh my
nuts.
goodness.
Yeah, it's not
Oh
cool.
my goodness.
Not they need Ki Gong. They
Yes.
go to Qi Gong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Connecting with
with
themselves.
all this, the motivation for starting the charity, which helps elderly, does it not?
Yeah, the charity was to just help the elderly. I'm going to set up a community interest company to help the children as well. Try and get into schools. I've got a few instructors who are very interested in helping me with that. But the charity was designed just to help the elderly. I saw that there's a pressing need for that. I felt so sad for them when I first started this. I had no idea this was going on in our society. When you're a musician, you live in like a bubble, and you don't
Yeah.
see what's happening in the world. All you're doing is going from gig to gig, meeting lots of different people. But when I came out and started interacting with the world, as it were, I was shocked to see the appalling conditions that the elderly were being left in with their community centres and things like that. So I wanted to do my best to try and help them, and I got other instructors to help. And we were doing a lot of work in our local area, and I was getting recognised and helped by the good people and the other people who I won't call the bad people, but the other people didn't want me to do what I was doing. You could feel a resistance, like I would go into council meetings on health and well-being because they said, "Well, you're into health and well-being. You're doing such a great job with people, helping people with their health and well-being. Go into this meeting." So I went into this meeting with the council, and they completely ignored the chemical stresses on human beings, especially the elderly. And I put my hand up and said, "You talked about the physical stress where the immobility is getting worse, and the emotional stress with the isolation, but you haven't talked anything about the chemical stress on their bodies." I said, "Why is that?" And they just tried to usher me out of the room. They just tried to tell me to shut
Oh,
up. They
that's
didn't want me to
brilliant.
talk about it. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. Who's running this council, and why is it not talking about the chemical stresses? Because you can alleviate the physical and the emotional stresses quite quickly with Qigong, and you can the chemical stresses, but I don't tend to go near that because it's such a hot topic. But it was just shocking to me to see that they weren't addressing that whatsoever. And it's a big bugbear for me at the moment because when you think about all the carcinogens that are in our atmosphere at the moment, like glyphosate, fluoride, and all these other things, you go, well, hang on a minute, this is causing our environment to deteriorate. And this is what I talk about. If you wanted to talk about climate change, this is the first thing that I would talk about. Our climate is coming to a natural cycle, a natural end. But what are they doing to modify the weather? They were doing that back in Vietnam with, I think it was Operation Popeye that was released, where they were making it rain in North Vietnam
Oh, I didn't know that.
to stop. Yeah, look it up, Operation Popeye. It's incredible. So they were modifying the weather then. What they're doing now, what technology they've got now. And when you talk about carbon dioxide is a very strange gas. And it's difficult to quantify how much or how little is in the atmosphere because it can change like that. But there was some scientists dug into the ice caps and they went down 250,000 years. And the actual results of that testing is completely different to what we're hearing in the mainstream media, which makes me think there's agendas with things like that. And I find that something that we need to address as human beings because we need to start to look for the truth. And I think the truth comes from you, from inside, straight away. and then you look outside with a responsible manner, like being responsive rather than reactive to it. And that's why I find it difficult in today's world, because there's so many what our ancestors called the illusion, the Maya, the illusory world, where our perceptions are distorted and changed to make us feel or go in certain directions. And that's what I love about Qi Gong, is that you see people becoming their own sovereign self. They're becoming independent from other people, and they choose their interactions with other people, which is what I think is so important now in this world that's changing so rapidly, that we need to be able to keep up with that change. And the only way to do that really successfully, I feel, is to take the journey inside, find yourself, and then watch this go around, because it's just a cycle and it'll go around again. And at the end of the day, everything said and done, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay, as far as I'm concerned, is what I can see. But it's up to you to make that change. There was someone who said a few months ago, if you don't own yourself, somebody else will. If you don't own your future self, somebody else will. And I feel we need to take empowerment, or be empowered to take steps to own our health, own our well-being, own our mental well-being as well. I really do feel we need to start to do that, clear the mind, and look deeply at yourself. What are you doing? And answer these questions honestly. Who am I? Why am I here? And why did I come here? You know, answer these questions, and you'll find it might be you've done what you came here to achieve to do, which is maybe raise a beautiful family, or you might find it later on in life where you want to set up, say, a podcast and spread your message out to the world, or you want to go and teach. Could be a foreign language or anything. It could be anything that you're passionate about, but go out and do it, because the opportunities are all there, especially now in today's technology. It's a phenomenal age that we live in. We were talking earlier about us speaking across the pond here, and not having this opportunity before. 10 years ago, I'd think we can't do that. You'd have to do it on a phone. And even then, I'd think twice about that. But do it face to face is wonderful. And that's what I think our technology is going to take us into a great place, as long as we use it as a tool and not as a master. It's the same thing with your mind. Don't let your mind be the master. You be the master of your mind, because your mind is a lousy master, but it is a phenomenal tool once you start to use it properly. Same with the technology. It's a phenomenal tool, but it's a lousy master. And if you think about what the turnaround of human beings has had, we love our technology and we use ourselves. We should be using our technology and loving ourselves. We need to switch that, so that we do that in the proper manner. And that will change everything. As soon as more people start doing that, it will change everything. And I believe I'm seeing that now in front of me. I'm seeing more and more people speaking out, saying about the journey inside. I'm seeing incredible steps that people are making to do that, which is really refreshing and hopeful, and actually makes the world a beautiful place to be, because I used to struggle with that before I found Qi Gong. Coming out of my music business sort of career, I was becoming very angry and bitter, and that's not me. Right. And I said to my wife the other day, look what this world almost did to me, almost destroyed me. And I've realized, no, here we go. We can do this. Qi Gong, meditation and all these other wonderful things. We can do this. We can turn this around. I know we can. And we're going to.
I normally ask if there's one more thing. This is one more thing before you go. If you have anything else to say, advice, but I think you just gave it. I think you gave us a clearer understanding of how we should all live our lives. Yeah.
Breathe deeply. Learn to breathe deeply. The first, I got a free course on Udemy that teaches you to breathe deeply. It tells you why you should be doing that. So to breathe deeply. And if you think about the word spiritual, which came from the word spiritus, which simply means to breathe. So to live a spiritual life, you breathe. It's the connection with yourself. I mean, you look at the inscriptions on all the temples across the Indus Valley, which is one of the cradles of our civilization, of our world today. it says know thyself on every temple, know thyself. And also on temples, it used to say, we're going to carry on building temples until human beings realize that they are the temple. So we are the temple. We are the ones building up our temple. And that's what all of this is all about. It's the raising up of what they call the Kundalini energy, or the dragon energy, or just your life force energy. It's rising up. And that's why we'll talk about the chakra system going up in energy or frequency. It's all about rising up, not even raising your frequency because you're there already. It's learning to connect with that higher frequency is what it's all about. And I feel that's part of this whole cycle of what we're going through with our life. And I feel there's a reason for that. And it's a very potent reason that we do that, is to take us to higher understandings and higher planes. And that's what that's all about. And I think once you see life as a wonder like that, as a journey, it looks completely different to, oh no, I've got another 40 years on the planet and I can't deal with it anymore.
And it's going to suck. So what do I do now? Well, you do Qi Gong and Qi Gong. And you go from that perspective. Well, let's talk about a little bit about how somebody can get in touch with you and learn more about Qi Gong, more about your charity groups and your meditation practices and so forth. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, you got the website there, peterpaulparker.co.uk. You can find the two major things that I do there, which is the meditation course that I do. It's actually about increasing your intuition. It really is designed for highly sensitive people, which I think most of us are when we start to go down this mind, body, spirit path. We just don't realize that we are highly sensitive because we're looking for something more. So you can find it there, but it's the Bright Beings Academy where I run the Qi Gong class. I do 2 Qi Gong classes a week in the academy, plus a group call every month. And there's online courses on there about meditation, breathing, lots of different breathing techniques, lots of different joint opening exercises for shoulders, neck, wrists, which are really good for arms. So yeah, it's got different. I've got different exercises in the academy for dealing with different issues in the body. And the charity is Brighter Living. It's actually on the Bright Beings website, brightbeings.co.uk. If you're in the Kingston area, the charity is working there, and you can find that under brightbeings.co.uk. But it's called Brighter Living. There's 2 charities in the UK under Brighter Living, and one of them is my one. And that's just really for helping the elderly in the local area. So,
and I'll make sure that I've got all of that information within the show notes as well, so people have an easy way to connect with you and to make sure that they can be motivated, inspired. And I love your name. I mean, I know in your bio you talk about how you added your middle name just to differentiate between you and Spider-Man. But see, you're kind of a superhero in your own way. You're kind of a superhero in your own way. So thank you.
Thank you
very much for sharing your wisdom with me and my audience. And I really appreciate the experience that you bring to us and what you provide for us as human beings. I think that you move people's soul forward in a very good way. So thank you for being on this earth. Thank you for being part of it. And I really appreciate you talking with us.
So it was lovely to meet you, Michael. You're a superstar yourself. So thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to this episode of One More Thing Before You Go, a unique conversation about life. If you like our show and want to know more, check out our website at beforeyougopodcast.com. That's beforeyougopodcast.com. Tell your story, share your expertise, contribute to the blog, and subscribe to the newsletter. You can find us as well as subscribe to the program and rate us on your favorite podcast listening platform.
And one more thing before you go. Have a nice day, have a nice week, and thanks for listening.
One More Thing Before You Go, a unique conversation about life podcast, is a creation of One More Thing Productions, established 2010, all rights reserved.